here outside of, I don't know if it's Hewlett or Hullet, Wyoming, at a pretty famous spot you might be able to see kind of through these trees here, Devil's Tower. So today we're going to do the hike all the way around Devil's Tower and get some pretty cool views. Let's see if I can get a decent enough view from here through the trees. You can kind of see it. I'm sure we'll get some better ones. You probably saw some coming in. So we're here on July 21st, 2024. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, 85 degrees right now. It's first thing in the morning. It's just after 9. Parking lot up here is pretty small and it's full here. There is another lot. I didn't see how big it was. They just said there was limited parking up here. We got lucky, caught somebody walking out as we came in. So very limited parking here in the summer. There is a lot of camping down at the bottom, so if you're a big camper you can do that. And there is spots here for RVs and trailers and larger vehicles, and especially motorcycles. They had lots of spots reserved for motorcycles here, so that's also an option for people coming here as well. So the hike we're going to do is just around the base of the tower, and it is about 1.3 miles, which I believe is like 2 kilometers. And I think that's about it. Maybe we'll go in the visitor center, see if we can get some more information. Gotta get Micah in his chair here so he can go up. Oh, he's already looking, trying to get a glimpse of the tower. But okay, so let's go ahead, hop in the visitor center real quick, and then get on our hike. Okay, so we just got out of the visitor center. Oh, is there?
White at the base.
Oh yeah. So it's hard to see on here, but right about here above those trees, there's a little white dot. I don't know if future Kyle will be able to zoom in or point them out. But there is somebody wearing white. There's 2 trees here, just kind of in between them. There's somebody climbing. So yeah, we were just in the visitor center and just got some information on it. So it was formed through lava and magma millions of years ago. I don't know how exactly it works, but that's how it was formed basically. Lava and magma way back. So not like what we saw yesterday, which was formed when the oceans were around. This was lava and magma. And then they said these columns, some of them, because it's made out of these columns that go up and down, they're somewhere between 7 feet wide and like 200 feet tall. Hiking Devil's Tower, here we go. Walking the trails around the tower gives you a chance to study the rock columns you see the tower from all sides. These hikes can take as little as a half an hour or as long as you would like to linger. So we're going to do the tower trail, which I said 1.3 miles, 2.1 kilometer loop. It's paved, 3 feet wide. There's benches available. A lot of information, that's good. Water drainage bumps present throughout. But then you can also do this Red Beds Trail, 2.8 miles loop trail, which is a little different. So let's go ahead and start our walk. Should be a pretty pleasant walk. Another thing about the columns, so I said they were like somewhere between 7 feet or so wide and up to 200 feet tall. Those are the largest natural rock columns in the world. Pretty crazy thing. I've never really seen anything like it, which is probably why it's so famous. There really isn't anything else like it.
Yeah.
Mike always getting lots of comments on his walks. He doesn't know why.
Most of the comments are, do they make that in my size?
Yeah. They make that in my size? No, they do not. Wow. So we're gonna get some awesome views here. And I like that they've made this one, at least this trail, completely paved so that, you know, people with
for so far because the sign at the beginning said it was not ADA compatible.
Oh, well, it did say it was completely paved throughout.
Oh.
So maybe there's certain parts, bumps or whatever, or maybe there's a step here and there. I don't know. But I do like that some of the parks, at least, when they can, make these really paved throughout, or at least make one trail really well paved so that you can look at nice amphitheater here, so that you can see. Let me go to this model real quick and you can kind of see, if you don't know anything about it, what it kind of looks like. You can see the striations they're talking about that makes it so unique. The geometric shapes of the tower's columns lie beneath a thin layer of soil. Sagebrush, native grasses, and prickly pear cactus grow at the tower's summit. Chipmunks, wood rats, and snakes call it home. Rock climbers. Oh, so that's what the top of it looks like from above. How tall is the tower? I didn't get that question. The tower summit is 867 feet, or 267 meters tall. The tower is from the base of its platform. It is 1,280 feet, or 388 meters. I'm not sure what that, I guess they mean from here or here, however you're measuring. That's my guess. Okay, so this, please do not disturb prayer bundles and prayer cloths. So I thought this was people losing things. You can see there's red and I see some yellow markers. These are not lost items, these are the prayer markers. So I think I've seen these at like tops of mountains. Here's a bunch in this tree here. Tops of like mountain tops and stuff. I think a lot in like India and Asia, Asian countries.
I like your backpack.
Thank you.
They must do it here too. I have not seen these here before in the United States. So yeah, these are not lost items, they're just prayer cloths. Must be some type of Hindu maybe tradition. That's a little out of my realm of expertise here. So if you know anything about the prayer cloths, wow, let me know. Oh. So you are allowed to climb up on these rocks. You can see many people up on these rocks. So if you want to get up there and get a cool shot, you are allowed to do that. And I'm seeing right now why this is probably not ADA compliant. This is probably too steep of a grade to be ADA compliant right about here.
It can take anywhere from, the average is 5 to 8 hours, but it varies 18.
So I can see that climber up there, somewhere about there. So climber's still going in about the same spot, give or take. Climbers, yes, climbers must register to actually climb the tower, and you're allowed to do it from, I believe it was from April through October. Wow.
Climb the actual mountain.
I wonder how many people have ever been killed by a little pebble like loose in here or something.
Looks like we might have had a bit of a forest fire or something here. Small one maybe, but the back side of it here.
Oh, there's multiple.
So what we were seeing at the other, where we parked at, we were on the other side now. So we're almost on the complete opposite side, and I can see a bunch of climbers now. I could see one somewhere right about here.
They're like all the way up almost.
And then I see one about halfway up somewhere here. And then there's a couple over here. Another, oh man, I see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 on this side. Whereas the other side I only saw 1. So I don't know if this is maybe an easier basic path or not. But another thing you can see here with these striations on this side, you can really see the striations really good, and you can see how the actual tower differs from this base of the tower, and then how these things start to fall off and crumble down to the ground. So basically, as I remember how it was formed, was magma comes up to the surface, hardens, dries, and then all these rocks start falling away, and all around here obviously all these rocks fall away from the tower and then leaves those striations from the magma from, I think they said 50 million years ago. Yeah, cool. So let's go. Looks like there's a bit of a observation lookout over here, so let's go check that out.
And then there's one in this tree over here where you just pointed out to the left.
Maybe a little under halfway. It says, my watch says we've been going for almost a half a mile. Mm-hmm.
How old?
8 months.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So we're coming up to a good view here. Let's check this out. Look at that view. Look at that. And look at that. Crazy. Whew. Beautiful country out here. That's why you gotta get out here. Daredevil stunt. After landing a parachute atop the tower, George Hopkins watched his 1,000-foot-long descent rope fall out of his reach. It was his only way down. Stuck and afraid to fall asleep on the summit, Hopkins paced in the gusty October wind while rescue plans hatched below. Goodyear blimp? Navy helicopter? Only a technical climber would do. Over 7,000 spectators gazed upward during the 6-day ordeal in 1941 as climber Jack Durrance and his team brought Hopkins down safely. I bet I counted the big boulders that mountain peak 1,000 times. I gave them all names you couldn't print. Wow. Yeah. I would be crazy. Stuck up there 6 days, no food, no water, I guess.
Assuming not, yeah.
Oh, see there? I wonder if that's a picture of him up there. Maybe taken from like a helicopter or a plane or something. Say what year? 1941. 1941. I don't know how far along helicopters were or how available they were really.
Well, they got a picture somehow.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Could have been a plane. I don't know. You tell me if you know anything about planes and helicopters. What they probably would have done in 1941. Because, I don't know. I guess helicopters might have been around. But would they have had one readily available in the area at all times? I don't know. Yeah. That's another great thing about this trail that I'm liking is it's not just a trail around, is I keep getting to spots where I'm like, okay, let's zip forward and bring everybody ahead to the next point of this hike, and there's an outlook with a cool story, and there's a plaque that tells me some information, so you don't really walk more than a few minutes and there's something interesting there to learn or read about or see.
Alright, so do you see that
Okay.
pine brush?
Yeah, the other thing we've seen is not only is there's some burnt trees here, but a lot of these trees over here look like they were taken down by some sort of windstorm. So we're here in July of 2024. So it's the breaks, and it looked pretty recent, within the last month or so, judging on the color of the break. So it must have been some sort of wind or rainstorm come through here and took out some of these trees. And yeah, we're seeing more of the fire here. Must have been some sort. Hopefully it was controlled. I don't remember anything in the news about a fire, but you know, the fire remnant stays for quite a few years. And the other thing that you see here that you don't really remember seeing, at least I don't remember seeing from pictures, was the green color. Seems to be a lot more green than I remember. And the other thing we gotta find is the spot where the aliens from Close Encounters came. And I'm thinking this kind of looks like maybe it was it. I don't remember how close to the base they were. So if you're older like me, you watched the movie Close Encounters when you were a kid. It scared the bejesus out of you. And then you watched it again when you were a little older and it was a little cooler. And you remember him making the tower out of the mashed potatoes, one on his plate, one in his living room. And then they met up here. They had to sneak in, and somewhere here at the base, this is where the aliens landed, and did their like beep boop beep boop beep boop beep communications. And then, you know, I don't want to ruin the rest of the movie, but the surprise at the end when the aliens land, it's pretty cool. So see if we can find where exactly they would have been for that. That kind of looks like maybe it was it. Okay, now let's really get some steps under us. See, I'm tired of hearing my voice, and you can look up this crazy tower more. Well, there was a sign just a little bit ago. It said that we just officially hit the halfway point, and we were at 0.8 on my watch, which means a second sign we saw that said that the trail was 1.6 miles was actually the more accurate one, I think. So not 1.3, 1.6. And so far, this has been the trail, what you see here. So it's about 3 feet wide, give or take. It's paved all the way throughout. There's some bumps here and there, and I think what the ADA compliant part where it says it's not compliant is that there are a few portions where it is quite steep, so that would be the hard part. If you're in a wheelchair or something, you may need somebody behind you, a couple spots, just to help get you over some of the more steeper spots. But other than that, you know, a place like this, these roots have kind of covered it, might be a little spot that's hard to get around, but passable nonetheless. And you can see another section here we've been going through where all the trees have either been falling down or they're taken down, whether that's the fire or the storms that are coming through, knocking the trees down. Okay, look at that view.
I can barely carry my sweatshirt. I'm tired. You're in a much better shape than I am.
Can't get enough of that view. Doesn't matter what side we're on, the view doesn't get old. We just keep turning and be like, wow. So I guess that's a good reason why they have it paved. It's just less roots in the path to trip over. Although I've probably tripped over my feet a time or two looking up. So gotta be careful of that. If you're gonna stop, if you're gonna look up, you should probably stop and look up. Don't look up as you're walking all the time. Okay, let's get some more steps under us here. Okay, we are back to the start of the trail here. Getting those views again. So we're gonna start heading back to the car. And I'm at just about 1.5, so all the way down to the parking lot. It's probably gonna be right on at 1.6 miles. And it's gonna take us less than an hour. We're at 45 minutes right now, so maybe 50 minutes. That's with stops and taking our time. So I had read in a Google review that it was about 45 minutes with stops, so that's about right. We had to stop a couple times, one for him to eat and just one to get some views. So about 45 minutes for a normal person, and passable, no steps or nothing like that, which is great. So you can see there's the visitor center area here. So that was quite a hike. It's great because you get views all the way around, and there wasn't too many spots where you couldn't see it, and when you wanted to, you looked out in the woods, and it was actually a really nice hike in the woods in and of itself. So even that was great. So I was actually really pleased with that hike. That was actually way better than I was expecting. So we'll go ahead and wrap up this video here. So if you like the video, hit the like button now. Comment if you made it this far. Let us know you made it this far, what you thought. Haven't been to Devil's Tower before, anything like that, and subscribe. We got plenty more coming. We're heading into South Dakota next on this great American road trip. Go back. We've been road tripping from Ohio all the way out here and then all the way back to North Carolina, hitting up awesome spots like this along the way. So make sure you go back, watch those ones, and that's why you subscribe to see more from here, from Europe, from wherever we are. We're always making some videos, doing some hikes, and taking you guys along for those views with us. So until then, we will see you in the next one. So as we're exiting the park here, and we just got to the end of the road where these cars are packing. We probably drove almost a mile of cars waiting to get into the parking lot because the parking lot was so full. So that's something to take into account when you get here in the summer. Get here very early in the morning. We got there just before 9 and we were able to get in anytime 9 o'clock, probably, I guess anytime around 10 or after, you're going to be struggling to get a parking spot. There's just not a lot of parking up there in the summer. So it looked like there, as a car was leaving, like when we left, they were letting one car go in, park. So another thing you need to take into account when you go on this trip here, especially in the summer. So just one more quick fact I need to add in there before we left you. Okay, see you the next one.